We are WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights. WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. If you are diabetic, I am sure you have been warned by your doctor about the circulation problems that may occur, especially in your legs and your feet. That is why Medicare still pays for a free new pair of shoes if you're diabetic. And also, there's a system called neuropathy that may settle in that can be treated by a non-invasive system best described as the anodyne therapy. Call 1-888-489-8980 and find out how your leg circulation could be possibly improved by the anodyne therapy. Anodyne therapy is a non-invasive way of producing warmth in your legs and is applied by a professional in the convenience of your home or a nearby office. That's 1-888-489-8980. And if you'd like a free brochure on how Medicare can help you as a diabetic patient, many services are available for free. Call 1-888-489-8980.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
And we're on, and hopefully you're on. Otherwise, I'll be talking to myself, and who wants that on radio? And you may have just heard Bob Allison mention that we're going to have Judy Sima on the program as storyteller. And for those of you who are listening to the program for the first time, I do the Bright Side of Aging, 11 a.m. to 11:30, and several stations. You may be hearing this on WNZK or possibly WCXI. And ironically enough, the owner's first name is Sima, so the guest's last name and his first name are the same. Have I got you confused? Anyway, we'll hopefully have some fun and get some information about the bright side of aging, as I like to say. The bright side of aging is where you're on this side of the sod and you can see brightness. The other side, I'm not too anxious to get to. In fact, my goal, as many of you may have heard before, is to live forever. And so far, I'm right on track. And we try to bring out interesting information from very interesting people. And one of the very interesting people that I'm very proud to have in my life is Dr. Andre Lee. Dr. Andre Lee used to be the administrator for Highland Park General Hospital, and he too is a delight to be around. He looks at life on the positive side, and when he had to leave the hospital because they closed, that's a pretty good indication, right? Rather than becoming depressed about it, he said, hey, I'm going to develop a career in the healthcare field. And he's been a tremendous success. He's been in various venues, and because of his background in the healthcare field, he's helped hospices get started, overseen them. And if you are interested in getting into the healthcare field, Dr. Andre Lee is the man. And he's reached out to the black community to promote famous black leaders both in the medical and the military field. And again, being a creative person, and those are the best people to hang around, he said, hey, you know, why don't I have portraits of famous black leaders and people in the medical field that were first in the field that were black. And if you belong to a church or an organization and you want to get involved, he's a giving type person and has Leeway Foundation, which I like to coin as leading the way to purposeful, fun fundraising projects. And to me, being able to help identify interesting things in life and being able to earn some extra income in the process, what is wrong with that formula? So if you belong to a church or an organization and you're looking for a fundraising project, and you can, you know, combine it with your spaghetti dinners or what have you. And the beautiful part about them, the fact is that you can sell the portraits to members of the congregation and retain a certain amount of the profit to help the church get along, as well as helping the members in the congregation. This idea is so simple that I even understand it, and I am really pleased to be able to speak to Dr. Andre Lee, at least on a weekly basis, and I am hoping that you're on the line. Dr. Lee, are you there?
Yes, sir. And
All
thank
right.
you for all of that. I don't have anything else to add to that.
Oh, no, I know you. You can always add.
Oh, my goodness. That's all filled in here. Fill in the blanks.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a joy to be around you. I miss your physical presence. You were right in our good fair state, Michigan, but now you're out in Tennessee. But you do visit us every once in a while, and I try to catch up with you whenever it's possible, but you're always on the move.
Yeah. Well, let me say that was a very good overview. And in fact, I got an order for 200 books yesterday.
Wow.
And then something. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know, but it's going to, and I think it's going to pick up.
Well, that's wonderful.
I'm in a discussion as to how I can broaden the appeal and the circulation of the exhibit. Mm-hmm. And we're exploring several options. I'm not sure which is the best one just yet. So we're still talking about it. But I'm anticipating the demand for the exhibit will go up here very soon in November, December. So anybody who wants it better put in their bid now, because I only have 2 exhibits, and two of the latest one, I have 4 exhibits. And once the people kick in and book it, and then, you know, that's it.
Now tell us about the exhibit for those folks who are hearing it for the first time.
Well, they're panels. They're panels. They're 3 feet by 6 feet wide. I have 4 exhibits, one on Black legends, health legends, period, then one on military legends, one on Black medical schools. And so they're available to circulate one is 5 panels, one is 4 panels, and the other one is 7 panels. And books come with each one. And so if you want to book it, we ship it straight to you. And they're designed to hang up on the wall or from the ceiling, and people love them.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy to handle and full of information. Okay, so and that's the good part. And they're excellent for fundraisers, and the books, you can get the books, and we'll sell them to you cheap, and you mark them up, and like I said, I've sold about with this 200, I guess we'll get up to close to 4,000 books here soon.
Wow!
So it's going good, and like I said, I want to try to figure out how to expand it to schools. Virtual. The Smithsonian wants to do the exhibit on digital.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to get it in the Smithsonian, the new African American place, physically, and we haven't been able to get that into them yet because they're about 95% full and they're booked for a couple of years, and so we're still trying to say, look, we don't take up that much room, get us in there, but we haven't managed to do that yet. We've gotten, by the way, we got a letter from Senator Stabenow.
Oh, wow.
Supporting the exhibit. So we got letters of support coming in.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, anybody locally, if belongs to a church or an organization and wants to have these portraits, they can call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, and I can put them in touch with you. And it's a very simple procedure. Once they put in a request, you, Dr. Lee, can give them the how-to. It's really shipped to them. You want to give a brief description of what happens once they request it?
Well, they just let me know who they are, and we'll make the arrangements. There's a small fee to show the exhibit. We usually encourage people to get sponsorship for that, local sponsorship, and then I just ship it to them. It takes about 2 days. I mean, we ship it in a tube mailing tube. I mean, they roll up. It's very lightweight, and very easy to handle. You can put it up in less than 5 minutes, and take it back down and when you're done, roll it back up, stick it in the tube, and ship it back.
Right. Well, and almost all churches usually have several services.
Oh, yeah. It was at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church in Detroit there about 2 weeks ago. It was only up for about 3 or 4 days, but it was at Hartford for a while. And so, and we've got local churches. There are about 3 or 4 churches in the Detroit area that have expressed an interest. I'm waiting on them to confirm. And with them, we discount our hosting fee way down for the churches. Because I really want the churches to have it. If you were a health system or something, I'll charge you big.
Right. Well, listen, the point is that churches can benefit both mentally as well as enjoyably, and pass on information to the younger generation in a, as I like to say, a fundraising project. I think it's phenomenal, and you have the books there. We're going to be interviewing Judy, who's a storyteller, in a few minutes right after the break. And I am sure there are storytellers at respective churches that could read portions of your book and tie it in. So, well,
the good thing in the Detroit area, my colleague who helped me with this, Dr. Moncrief, is based in Detroit at Wayne State Medical School, and she's available to come with the exhibits locally.
Wow.
And speak.
Wow.
And Lord, and she's a talker, man.
Maybe we'll get her on the air then on their next visit.
She'll get out there and she'll talk up a breeze. If you want an exhibit with a speech, that's the lady that can do it.
Well, all right. We got a lot of talent, and I'm so glad that we can work together as a team. And by all means, call us on our toll-free number. You can raise some money for the organization and also raise the knowledge of what has happened before. Dr. Andre Lee, I've got to let you go because it's break time.
No, I agree. No.
Yeah, well, next week. Next week's a new week, all right?
All right.
Have a good one. Thanks for calling in. All right, we will be right back. Don't you dare go away.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
And we'd like to have you smile at home all the time. And I'm really glad that we have a packed house over here. We have a storyteller extraordinary. In fact, she's the president of the Organization of Storytelling. And Judy Sima has a website, judysima.com. And that's Judy, Sima, Sima.com. Judy Sima is an award-winning storyteller, author, teaching artist, and an all-around nice person. In fact, you can ask me, Ike, how nice is she? Well, I'll tell you. She is looked upon as Michigan's Pied Piper of storytelling. And she welcomes speaking opportunities and events that are really reaching out to the public, and especially if you've got a story that you want to convey, they have programs of teaching you how to be a storyteller. She's part of the Detroit Story League. And along with her is a member of our Entrepreneurs Network group. He's a real techie guy. In fact, he's so techie that I leave everything up to him because I ain't a techie guy. Hello, Tom Stark.
Good morning, Mike. How are you today?
And it's a delight to have you here. The only thing missing is your lovely wife, but maybe next time you can bring her along, okay? And Tom joins me at the Entrepreneur Network meetings, which every Thursday morning. So come on out there. And if you are a budding entrepreneur or an encore entrepreneur, we meet at Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward in Bloomfield Hills, inside Level 1 Bank. So for the next 45 minutes, if you wish to call in on this segment or the next segment after the half hour, on the air phone number is 248-557-3300. That's 248-557-3300. Well, Judy, Sima, you and I have had a chance to schmooze, as they say in the biz.
Right. Thanks for
But
having me.
I'm really disappointed you haven't told me any stories yet. But I guess you're waiting for your event on September the 16th. Do you
Right.
want to tell us about that first?
Yes, I'm the president of the Detroit Story League, and we're having what we call a meet and greet. We're going to provide a light lunch, stories, tell you a little bit about our organizations, and hopefully you'll feel like joining the Story League. And we meet the third Saturday of every month, except for July, in different libraries throughout the metropolitan areas. And we share stories, we have lunch and camaraderie, and we do several community storytelling events.
Now, which libraries do you frequent?
We do the Detroit Public Library, the main branch. We usually do that in August. Our next meeting, I think our next meeting is going to be at the Plymouth Public Library after our meet and greet. We go to Redford, we go to Berkeley, whatever library we can find that has openings for us.
About how many people show up?
We have about between 15 and 20 people that come to a meeting.
Well, that's great. So everybody has a chance to say something or a little story.
Well, storytellers prepare their stories ahead of time, and they sign up to tell a story, so they don't just do it off the cuff. So these stories are prepared and practiced.
I see. Now, your organization has been around for over 100 years, is that correct?
Yes. We are one of the oldest storytelling organizations in the country.
Is that an old story?
That's an old story, right. 1912. We started by the first children's librarian in Detroit Public Library back in 1881.
Wow. That is almost like being in show business in a way of storytelling, and I often am amazed how some people can take a story and make it come alive, and others it's sort of words put together that are jumbled together. Have you considered maybe getting our President Donald Trump into storytelling? Because the way he expresses himself needs a lot.
He tells a pretty good story. He gets a lot of. I don't think I want to talk about politics.
Well, the good news is this is not a political show, but I mean the key is communicating. I would imagine after all this time that there are certain little techniques to be a good storyteller. Is that true?
Yes. The kind of storytelling I do, I prepare ahead of time and I practice a story. I get feedback from other people to make sure it's a good story, and then when you perform. For me, it's the eye contact, seeing my audience react and respond to the story that keeps me coming back. And that's different than, telling a story on the radio or something like that, or even on TV. I tell my story and I get reactions from the kids or from the adults who hear the stories.
Now, what started you in storytelling?
Well, I was a school librarian for 37 years. I heard my first storyteller and knew I wanted to do that. I started telling Halloween stories to my elementary students. And then in the 80s, when we had another economic downturn, I was transferred to the middle school and found out that they like storytelling just as much as the little kids. And I'm the kind of person that if I find something good, I just spread it around. So I started a student storytelling club that I had for 17 years. I joined the Detroit Story League. I joined every organization I could, for storytelling, and I train people to tell stories, and it's my passion.
Well, listen, that is a gift, and of course there's a nominal fee if you do set up a group, and they say if you ever really want to enjoy life, is find something you do as a hobby and try to figure out to make money at it.
Absolutely. Yes, I do get paid for my performances.
Well, you're well worth it. Meanwhile, the organization that's sponsoring you has an audience, and whatever group they have, there's no organization I belong to that does not need some funds to keep it going. I mean, they say even non-profit organizations have to make a profit to stay in business.
Exactly.
So they can have you come in and speak, and I know when talking to you, you're affordable. And if anyone wants to be a storyteller or join up as a member, how much is it?
Our membership is $30 a year.
$30 a year.
So
all
it's
right.
pretty reasonable.
And anyone that wants to get a hold of you, do you want to give out your phone number a couple of times?
Sure. It's 248-644-3951. And or you can email me at Judy at judysima.com. JUDYSIMA.com.
Right. Now, you have a website as well, right?
Right. The Detroit Story League has a website, www.detroitstorytelling.com.
.org. I have on the
.org. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. .org.
Detroit Storytelling.org.
Right.
And of course, I still believe in the old-fashioned, since we're talking story, human being to human being.
Right. Yes, phone calls are fine too. Emails are great.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's anyone. I give out our toll-free number all the time. 888-489-8980. Now, this event on September the 16th is 12 noon to 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
And the PSA that I'm looking at is you're going to provide lunch,
right,
stories, and an afternoon of fun. And it's free.
This event is free. Yes, this is we're trying to build up our membership, and so this is an event to let people know what we're about,
right,
and hopefully join us.
Right. Well, the beautiful part about if you're a story type teller person and you're sort of on the fence and just, hey, I can't get up in front of an audience, you actually help people.
Right. And we also encourage story listeners. A lot of time people come and say, well, I just want to listen. That's fine. And eventually, they kind of get the bug and say, well, I'd like to learn how to get up and tell a story. So listeners are encouraged, too.
Right. Well, let's face it, especially today, and I've had some heated conversations with many of my friends. Everybody's into texting and all that stuff. Nothing beats having a human being tell and relate parts of their life.
We turn off our cell phones when we start commuting.
I think we all should do that unless it's, absolutely necessary. I mean, let's face it, our whole history of humankind has been from telling stories to one another.
Right. It's the oldest profession in the world, storytelling.
Yeah, well, listen, and that's a story. And as far as Tom?
I was wondering, because some of what you do, you're teaching people how to talk, how to tell their story, but are you also working with people on how to write their story?
My feeling is that once you have created a story, it's a lot easier to write it down than sitting there with a blank piece of paper saying, I want to write about my experience, in elementary school. Once you've created the story, when I do workshops, I help people create their stories orally, and then it's much easier to write them down as opposed to starting writing and trying to tell the story afterwards.
Well, one of the nice things about technology, I think, is a dragon where you can speak and it actually converts it to written stuff. There's one app, as I understand it, where actually somebody says, I have a terrible time writing, so babble it off, write it, and then from that you can structure.
When I do workshops, I have people create a picture first. They actually draw a picture of the event that they want to talk about, or an event in their life, and they draw a picture of it, and then they add in details and their sensory images like sound and sight and taste and smell, and they build on that rather than just sort of mumbling off a bunch of words and try to memorize what it is they've written down.
Right. So isn't that interesting? It uses all the faculties.
Right.
Especially there are a lot of seniors in retirement homes. They really have some great stories about.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
What a wonderful way to communicate, as well as really touch people's lives. I don't want to go off on a serious note, but I often find it so frustrating when going to a funeral and you meet friends of yours at the funeral that you didn't know knew the deceased person, and then they start telling you stories about that person. Wow. I mean, it's incredible as to how much you know about other people that you never get a chance to share.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good time to share stories, unfortunately.
Right. Well, we all have our own stories, so to speak, and join up with the Detroit Story League, storytelling.org, or call Judy directly at 248-644-3951. That's 248-644-3951. And you might want to come out on September the 16th. You going to have any exercise-type programs at the event?
We won't have a workshop then. We'll have workshops at our meetings following that. This is mostly to hearing stories. And let me just say, it's going to be at the John Grant Community Center in Farmington Hills on Grand River.
So that's
So
29260 Grand River Avenue, which is right between Middlebelt and Inkster.
Yeah, right in the fire station.
So you got to be hot stuff. You can have hot stories.
Hot story, absolutely, absolutely.
So you're not gonna. Well, you can have a fireman right there to put out the fire. If
Right. Or maybe we'll just have him join us.
Well, I'll bet firemen have a lot of great stories, right? It's unbelievable. Anyway, we could talk for storytelling all day. Unfortunately, I've run out of time, and I never like to leave this segment without my favorite thought, which is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
And you're going to be really smiling, not only at home, but wherever we are, in the car as well. I'm really happy to have a fellow broadcaster and disc jockey extraordinaire and just a wonderful, wonderful human being. And I can't believe it, but he has a name that's actually two first names. Jimmy James. How the heck did you come up with Jimmy James?
Mike, I thought I made a wrong turn into the wrong studio, but you did invite me, right?
Yes, you're welcome to be here. The program that you do is on WCXI, which is the sister station. And you're on what's the time frame that you're on?
Well, like I do jump around a little bit. I have Monday afternoon. I go on at 1 until 3:30. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I start at 8 to 11. And then another all-request lunch show at noon. Then Friday I do the afternoon ride.
Now, aside from being on the air, you also do gigs in person, right?
Yes, I do. We've got a couple of shows coming up. On Friday of this week, I'm doing one of the last summer cruises. I'll be at Strikers on Ford Road near Newburgh. That's in Westland, Michigan. Car show starting at 5 o'clock. I'll be spinning your favorite oldies. We're going to have a little barbecue, refreshments, 50-50 drawings, a lot of fun. And everybody's welcome, even if you don't own a hot rod. Come on by and enjoy what we call the last of summer fun going on this time of year. But we have a few events coming up in the fall. I'll be hosting a show with the doo-wop group, the Marcells. Now, Ike, I know you remember the song Blue Moon.
Blue Moon.
And Heartaches.
Heartaches.
But a little more upbeat with these guys. Walt Maddox and the doo-wop group of the early 1960s will be having 2 shows, and I'll be hosting the one not in Grand Blanc, but on Thursday, October the 5th, we'll be at Novi Middle School, beautiful facility, right off of Wixom Road across from Catholic Central and 11 miles. Showtime is at 7 o'clock, and we'll have a meet and greet after the show. You can come meet the band, but if you love doo-wop, 50s, early rock and roll, this is a band to see, like very high energetic.
Wow. And if anyone wants more information, is there a phone number you'd like to give out?
Sure, I'll give you Wolverine Productions at 1-800-544-2993. We have a couple country shows coming up later on this year. So we do several per year with this real fine organization. They usually help out, Ike, with local communities such as the veterans. They do a lot, giving the proceeds to them. Also the Fraternal Order of Police, organizations that help children in our community.
Well, I'm very close to the veterans group. In fact,
I know that.
And we, unfortunately, don't really give them the proper respect that we should. Here or there, these people put their lives on the line, and then when they come back, they're served a bunch of red tape. And anything we can do to help is definitely needed, and you feel good about supporting our great country. And the best way to do it, aside from enjoying the evening and getting to know Jimmy James' talents, is that, think about it, the show is Entrepreneurs Network. And I stress that many times. When you go to other events, everyone assumes as an entrepreneur that it's got to be a formalized business type of meeting. Nothing's better than you go to a fun event and, hey, what do you do?
It's very informal, like. We just like to have a lot of fun.
Right, and if you can have fun and make some money in the process or make some great contacts, that's even sweeter.
Put it to good cause. That's really excellent, which we try to do.
Then you can afford to have even more fun, right? Well, Jimmy James, keep on keeping on. It's been a delight to have you on.
Thank you, Ike, and we're going to get you out to, I hope, the Marcells on the 5th.
Oh, the Marcells, yeah. Okay, I'll be there. We're definitely I'm going to make every effort to make it there, and keep on spinning those different. Of course, now with technology, you don't spin anything, right?
Actually, I still have my vinyl. I'll never get rid of that. But Ike, seriously, any organizations or especially veterans, anything coming up, let me know. I'll be glad to put that on the air for you. Any fundraisers or
all right. Well,
get-togethers with veterans, just let me know.
Okay. Well, it's been a delight to have you on, and I get an opportunity to see you every time I come to the studio, which is always a delight. And I wish you the best of luck, and we're going to take a brief break. And
thank you, Ike.
And we'll be right back with Miss Jan Olson. Don't you dare go away. All right.
All right,
okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right, House Calls on Wheels has a great idea on how you can help your loved ones stay comfortable, independent, safe, and right at home by converting your attached garage or retrofitting your home to a customized home healthcare suite. Call 888-489-8980. The Healthcare Suite is a customized floor plan which quickly and easily converts your garage or modifies any room inside your home into a comfortable living area in less than 90 days. If you'd like, the unit has its own heating, air conditioning, and plumbing system, even a private bathroom, and all of this for less than a year's stay in a nursing home. And we have a budget plan so that we can work within your budget. Call 888-489-8980. We even have a free video that you can see. Call 888-489-8980 and find out about the Healthcare Suite now. And welcome back. And in studio, we have two entrepreneurs. And if you want to see them live and in action, come on down tomorrow morning or every Thursday morning from 9:15 to 10:30. The Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan has been meeting now for over 40 years, and boy, am I tired. Anyway, we have over 20,000 members that I've been in touch with. Not 20,000 show up. In fact, to be very upfront with you, I usually like to just limit it to about 20 or 25 people, because then, since the meeting is only about an hour and a half, we have mix and mingle before and mix and mingle after. You can't really talk to 500 people in that kind of a time frame. So one of the tips I try to convey is join up with people that are willing to share, and that's what our Entrepreneurs Network is all about. Our mission is to help each other in achieving our personal and professional goals, and we've had some tremendous success stories. And the whole aspect of really networking, as I like to say, if you want to percolate, you got to circulate, okay? So show up 9:15 to 10:30 at the Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward, southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward, and we'll feed you donuts and coffee, and it's all free. And Jan Olson, who is the art director of Quintessential Print and Design, is in studio. And Jan, you have quite an extensive background in advertising stuff. Can you tell us your 60-second elevator pitch?
I would be thrilled to do that. Thank you. I grew up wanting to be a writer, and so the creative stuff is in the blood. And I studied journalism and communications in college, and went on to work for a nonprofit for a long time. And I started designing for the nonprofit and found out that that is my niche. That is what I do, and that is what I want to do. So I have been an entrepreneur. I've been a freelancer. I've had design companies, and now with Quintessential Print and Design, Bill Lonsky of the Quintessential Event Company and he also has a print background. He and I decided to launch the Quintessential Print and Design Company. So we are a startup, and we're happy to be here.
Well, I'll tell you, I know that with all the technology out there, granted, it's wonderful that you can do so much now that you never could before. And all due respect to printing, the truth of it is it's very labor intensive, very expensive, and the point is that you want to utilize the capability of getting the message out, and you add technology to it with the internet, you can have your message all over the world instantly, right?
Most certainly can.
Right.
And part of what it is that fuels my passion is that all you have to do is look at the internet and see that there are some people out there that have some struggles with grammatical things. The spelling is horrible, the grammar is horrible, the translation program didn't work, whatever. And I would dearly love to be able to help people clean up their whatever contribution they've made to that. I'd like to see that cleaned up. That's all I can say.
So if someone comes to you and as, hey, I want to do this and that, do you actually help them structure it?
Oh, yes.
So that's part of your service.
Oh, yes. Our service involves writing, editing, proofreading. We do, anything from basic logos to book-length projects, postcards, brochures, anything like that. Banners for events. And we try and help people trim it down so that the message is a message that can be seen and understood and looks good. So we want to make you look good in print and online.
And the key is that there are many times people have loose ideas and they sort of know what they want to say. You can actually structure it in a way that it's said in a professional way. Is that right?
That is absolutely
right.
correct.
So then, as far as the various fields that you've been involved with, what organizations can you work with?
Excuse me. I can work with the nonprofit areas. I can work with basically a lot of startups. What we like to do with our business is you can spend a fortune at an ad agency if you are so inclined and are able to, especially as a startup. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to be able to help just everyday people be able to put their message out there and not have to spend a fortune and have it be attractive, handsome looking, have their message pop. And that's what we want. That's what we do.
Right. Well, I'm reminded of the judge when he was questioned about having to handle pornography. He said, I don't know how to describe it, but I know it when I see it, okay?
Yes.
I'm not suggesting you do pornography, although it must be a big field. But you know what looks good and present it that way. Is that...
And I know how, if it doesn't look good, how to make it look good.
Well, that's great. So then this is really, is a description of something that I've always said, that if you're in as an entrepreneur and you're trying to market your services and what have you, so many people that I run into want to do everything themselves, right?
Absolutely.
Right, and the sad part is that stick to what you're good at. In your particular case, Jan Olson, you like doing this and you're good at it. Likewise, an entrepreneur out there wants to get the message out and doesn't quite know when he's going to try to put something together, and
he's going to pay for that in the long run, because he's going to be starting out looking like an amateur.
Right.
Yeah, the simple things like the amateur, with quotation marks around it, doesn't know the basic thing about when you're putting out a printed piece. In the typewriter age, we had 2 spaces behind a period. No longer.
Right.
Electronically, we put 1 space behind the period, and you can see that. You might not know, something's wrong with this, and you might not know that's what it is, but you can sense that this piece just isn't right.
Mm-hmm. Now, I had the pleasure of working with Bill Lonsty at some of the events that he's had, and this is the epitome of what I always promote. Here you are into advertising and graphics, and then they're including our Entrepreneurs Network. We try to put events together. So along comes Bill Lonsty. He can actually get the event going. You can do the graphics. So you make a great team.
We are a great team. We worked together in the past and have kept up our relationship, both business and as friends.
Uh-huh.
And we are a good team.
So then, as far as the whole aspect of the organization, is it how many human beings do you need to have as part of an organization for them to be able to work with you? Are there any size organizations that are too big, so no one's too big or too small?
No, I even have worked with a PhD candidate getting the thesis or the dissertation together in the right format when I first began this. If you have a message and you need to get it out and you want it to look good,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to spend a fortune,
Mm-hmm.
call 888-504-8103 and pop in extension 5, and we'll see what we can do to help you.
That's 888-504-8103.
Yes.
Extension
5.
All right. So it's
And
like a high five.
Yes, it is a high five. Thank you. We are online at www.quintprint. That's QUINTPRINT.com.
And the whole company is really made to pick up what you don't know, from what I gather. Is that right?
Yeah.
And in the process, Jan Olson, do you help people that want to get the message out as to what media that they should consider? Is that part of your service?
Yeah, we can certainly help with that as well.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, comes an event. I know Bill has been doing it for years. I participated in a few of his events. He can help you get the vendors and get your message out.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any particular industry or profession that you particularly feel close to, or are they pretty well all in their same categories?
No, I feel close to the educators. There's not enough money that people could pay me to be a teacher. However, the ones that are out there doing it in the educational organizations, they're taking care of training our future, and we need to be able to work with them. And I've done a lot of work with the Michigan Reading Association in years past, and Wayne State University, and these people are a thrill to have as clients, and so I do that. And in the medical, I've got have done some work in the medical industry, so I understand the lingo, and I can spell the diagnoses correctly and so forth.
Right.
a lot of people can't.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. I'm a pharmacist, and although we're trained from the pharmaceutical aspect, a lot of the diagnosis and all is just as confusing to us. I hate to say it, but
well, if you can read the handwriting on the prescriptions,
yeah, well,
you are amazing.
That we're trained to do.
Yeah, well, these days you're seeing more on a computer and printed from a printer, which is helpful.
Yes, right. So then, as far as any medical organizations or any names that pop in your head that you've worked with?
Nothing's popping into my head right now. I'm sorry, but I am open to talking with
private practice.
Private practice or things like hospice. There's a soft spot in my heart for that. And again, without necessarily having a huge budget, we can take care of you. We can make you look good.
Work, and you do freelance type work as well.
Oh yes.
Right. Well, that's great. I mean, the thing is that it's one thing to have the message in your head. It's another to get it in the format that people understand, and that is the essence. I can see why the teaching profession could benefit. Every time I hear the word teacher, I'm reminded of the teacher that said, I love teaching. It's the kids I can't stand. But the truth of it is that there are a lot of great teachers out there that certainly should be recognized. As far as the whole aspect of an organization that wants to get involved, churches.
Yes. That was my first job for pay, as a matter of fact, was putting together the Sunday bulletins for the church that I grew up in. And I would be at my little typewriter every Thursday, and we would put that thing together, typos and all. And these days, it's different. But I would be honored to be able to work with churches, with their newsletters, with their Sunday bulletins. We also do obituary type work for when telling the picture or the story of someone's life in the actual printed obituary, as well as a photo type thing as well. Very nicely done, very professional, and it's keepsake quality. So if anyone has a need for something like that, we have experience in that as well.
I see. Well, there are churches that I do different health fairs at, and a lot of these churches that we go to want to get their message out. So, are you involved with like email newsletters too, or
Oh,
is
yes.
it, because that seems to be to me a great opportunity for a church. Reach out to the community. And in all due respect to printing, they can save on the printing costs, right?
They certainly can, and just because it's electronic doesn't mean it has to look any less nice than a nice glossy printed piece.
Right. There's a time where you can save money and as an entrepreneur in business, and there are times that you have to spend the money to be successful. And I can't tell you how many times I've had some of these people come in that go online and they print their own business cards, and they get all excited and they show me their business card and say, "Hey, I did this on my computer." And you know what? It
You
looks
say,
like
"Yes, I know."
So what's the first response you have for someone you don't know, you're trying to make a good impression on? Hey, this person can't even afford to pay for a decent business card, right?
Well, I might want to know what their budget for printing is going to be. And it might be that we just will do some consulting.
Mm-hmm.
And there may not be any printing, but it may be just to help you
Just
get your word
design
out.
So you can help them design so that
Sure, I
they
would be very willing to do
do.
that.
Well, listen, you're always welcome to call our safety net number, 888-489-8980. And if they want to talk to you directly, all they got to do is show up at our Entrepreneur Network meeting on Thursday morning, 9:15 to 10:30 at the Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward, southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward. And it's Bloomfield Hills. You get free donuts and free coffee, and I know we don't allow you to charge on the spot, so you're going to get free advice if they show up. Is that right, Jan?
You bet. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
And as far as the background that you've had, is there actually special training that you've taken, or is this something you sort of learned on as you went along?
Well, I studied journalism when I was in college. I was going to be a writer, and I found out that it wasn't exactly my cup of tea. But one of the classes that I had to take was a magazine editing and design class, where before computers you had to literally put the thing together with a ruler and whatnot and come up with that, and I loved the process. The process has changed over the years with the advent of the computer, but it still is a fun thing to do. And
So is the whole situation as far as the computer part that hasn't taken away from the basics of what you were taught? Is that correct?
no, the rules are still pretty much the same. You want to stay away from things like what they call trapped white space in the middle of a design and things like that. And you want to have some geometry in there and some balance and things like that. And the computer just makes it so much easier. You don't have to cut and paste anymore, literally.
Right.
You don't have to risk cutting your hands with the X-Acto knives when you're getting ready to put the things together.
Yes. Yeah.
And
well,
it's made it faster.
Right. Well, I always try to throw in an Ikism whenever it's possible, and that is with a lot of people get so hyper about technology, this and what have you, and suddenly they are taking away from their talents because they want to fit the program that's involved. So my Ikism is that figure out a way that you are being followed versus being chased, okay? And with the technology properly used, it's being followed. Jan Olson, it's been a delight to have you on the air, and we'll keep on with quintessential print and design as far as promoting your business ideas, and you'll make them look good on paper or in the computer, right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right now we've run out of time, and I only have enough time for my favorite passing thought in terms of entrepreneurship, and that is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.